Hi, Sylvia. You asked me recently whether I wanted to marry you or not, right? You said you wanted to get married soon and that you would be the one proposing, but you wanted my answer as soon as possible. Why do you want to get married in the first place?
Yup, I did say that, Lionel. I want to get married soon because I'm going to turn 30 in just a half a month now, after all. I want children as well, if possible, and considering my age, I thought that we should make the decision around now.
You want children, huh? Yeah, I think I don't want to marry you after all.
What? Why not? Do you not want children or something?
To tell you the truth, I want to have a bit more fun while I'm young. Getting married and having children is such a hassle, you know? We won't have much money to spend on our own amusement if we have children, and we'll have to take the time to take care of them.
A hassle? I know raising children is a lot of work, but you're going to give up being a parent just because it's a hassle?
Yeah, I think I am. Besides, there's no need to sound so down. The difference between a married couple and an unmarried couple is just whether they turned in some piece of paper to the city hall or not. Even children, you can still give birth when in your 40s, right? If you think about it like that, we can have fun for 10 more years. Why go through the trouble now when we don't have to?
So you're telling me to give birth once I'm in my 40s?
I mean, you said yourself that you wanted to have children, right? So it shouldn't be a problem for you, right?
Yeah, but I want you to think about the risks of giving birth to children in your 40s. That's why I'm talking to you about this right now. We can't put this off any longer than we already have, Lionel.
What's the matter with you, Sylvia? You sound a lot more anxious than usual. Well, if you really mean what you're saying, then I guess we have no choice but to break up.
Huh? Break up? After we've been going out for the past 10 years?
Yeah, I'm not interested in this marriage and children stuff. If you don't want to break up, then I want things to stay the same.
I understand. That's fine then.
Yep, let's just keep things the way they are and not worry about marriage and stuff. I'm glad you finally get the point.
No, I meant that it's fine if we break up.
What? But we've been going out for 10 years. Can't just break up now. Oh, I know. You're bluffing right now too to get what you want, right? Well, it's not gonna work.
I wonder what these past 10 years I spent with you were. Now that I think about it, all we did was kill time together. I honestly don't understand anymore. Goodbye, Lionel.
What? Sylvia? Did you just get mad or something? Just contact me when you're in a better mood, okay? Hey, Sylvia. It's been 5 years, right? I'm finally ready to get married, so I decided to contact you again. I think I'm going to accept that offer of yours now. Anyways, you moved sometime after we broke up, right? Just because you got mad at me and were in a bad mood doesn't mean you can just keep your new address a secret from your boyfriend. I thought you were still living in that old apartment of yours, you see. I wore a suit and bought some roses and a wedding ring because I intended to propose to you. To think that I was so nervous when I rang the doorbell, but when the door opened, a completely different person greeted me. It was so awkward. So, where are you living now? I've got a surprise for you as well, so I want to tell you it, so I want you to tell it to me by tomorrow. Hey, anyone there? Don't tell me that you're still mad about that fight we had over 5 years ago, are you? I didn't take you for the kind of person to hold a grudge. Jesus, I better make sure not to make you mad once we get married. What's your new address, Sylvia? Just tell me when you see these texts, I guess.
What the fuck? Is that you, Lionel? Shit, I must have forgotten to block you. What is it that you want?
Oh, so you finally saw the messages I sent you. What do you mean by you forgot to block me? Why in the world would you ever do that? I'm your boyfriend. But we've got more important matters. Seriously, what in the world are you doing? Jesus. If you don't hurry up and tell me your new address, the surprise I have planned for you tomorrow will be ruined. Hurry up and tell me your new address. It won't do if I don't know how long it will take you to get to the venue, right?
I'm not going to tell you my new address. And what do you mean by a surprise?
I told you by text yesterday, didn't I? I'm finally ready to marry you, so I have a surprise prepared.
I don't know what you plan on doing, but I don't want your surprise. I have no intention of marrying you anyways, let alone of meeting you again.
Huh? Are you seriously still mad at me? Jeez. Will you just let it go already? You're the one who said you wanted to get married, right? What's with the sudden change of heart? And to think that I was finally ready to get married.
I said I don't have any intention of marrying you anymore. Besides, didn't we break up 5 years ago? Did you seriously think that I haven't moved on by now?
Huh? What do you mean you moved on? Oh, I get it. You're still mad about the fight we had 5 years ago. Seriously, Sylvia, just let it go already.
That's not the point. Yes, I was mad at the time, but that was 5 years ago and I've already moved on. It's not that I'm mad, it's just that you're not a part of my life anymore, Leonel. Why'd you even think of contacting me in the first place?
Fine. Then why don't we just get back together and get married then if we broke up and you've moved on, as you say?
What? Do you seriously not get what I'm trying to say? I have zero intention of getting back together with you, Leonel. Stop texting me.
It's no use trying to lie to me, Sylvia. I see right through you. I mean, we did go out for 10 years. I know you still like me after all this time, and it's so obvious that you're still into me. I'll accept the proposal you made to me 5 years ago. So just come to the wedding venue tomorrow, alright?
The wedding venue? Huh? Did you seriously reserve a wedding venue or something?
Of course I did.
But aren't weddings supposed to be planned out by the couple first? I think there are a lot of things that can't be decided without the bride there. What did you do about the wedding preparation?
Oh yeah, you're right. They told me the bride needed to be there to plan the wedding with me. Which is why I had your sister cooperate inside for you.
My sister?
Yep. She's about the same age as you and looks like you too, so I had her pretend to be the bride and come with me for the wedding preparation.
What? You know that I cut ties with my sister when I was 28, right? She caused so much trouble that even our parents cut ties with her. I told you that she was crazy, Leonel, but you still decided to approach her. Who knows what she's planning? If I were you, I'd just cancel the wedding and have nothing to do with my sister anymore.
Oh, come on, Sylvia, you're exaggerating. Your sister's a perfectly normal person. I don't know why you ever cut ties with someone so sweet. Besides, there's no need to worry about the details. The planning's already done, and all you have to do now is come to the wedding. The wedding venue for tomorrow is called H Wedding and is in K City. They said they need the bride to be there by 8 a.m., so don't be late, alright?
What in the world make you think that I'd actually go? Have you seriously not been reading my texts?
There's no need to be shy. You've known each other for so long. I know that when you're like this, you actually mean the opposite.
Sorry, but I have a date with my husband tomorrow, so I can't come.
What? Your husband? Oh, you mean me? You're right, I was intending to turn in our marriage papers tomorrow. But what do you mean you can't come to our wedding because you have a date with me? We can't just postpone the wedding and go on a date if that's what you meant, Sylvia.
No, that isn't what I meant. And by my husband, I don't mean you, Leonel. You see, I already got married with another man 3 years ago. I even have children now.
Huh?
Now that you know all this, I guess I'll tell you the rest, since you'll find out sooner or later anyways. My husband is your second cousin, Manuel.
What? Manuel? But he's 5 years younger than you. I knew you were that kind of woman, but still.
That's right, judge me if you want, but I don't care. By the way, I started going out with Manuel not knowing that he was your second cousin. I only found out that he was your second cousin at our wedding, because amongst his relatives at the wedding was your cousin, which I had met before.
What? Why did you not tell me about this?
Because we had already broken up and didn't feel the need? Still, I was so surprised when I saw your cousin there. After a bit of investigation, I found out that your cousin had already cut ties with you since you tried to interfere in some of their inheritance business when you had no right to do so. I heard that both you and your parents were shunned by the rest of your relatives. Is that true?
That has nothing to do with our marriage. We'll talk about it afterwards if you want.
Tell me, does this mean that you have a debt or something?
Just a tiny one, maybe?
My father is the CEO of a company. You might have been planning to marry me so that you could get the position of the next CEO of my father's company, getting rid of your debt in the process. But it's not going to work.
How did you know that?
I mean, thinking only about how you yourself could benefit from a situation is your specialty, isn't it?
So that's what you thought of me all along?
Yup. I don't know why I didn't break up with you sooner. But isn't that also why you refused to marry me 5 years ago? You didn't want to get married and have children because it would be a hassle for you, right? You wouldn't be able to spend as much money on your own entertainment if you had children to take care of, after all.
That's unrelated. What matters is that I'm finally ready to marry you.
Yeah, but I'm not. Anyways, I got off topic. Like I said earlier, I already have a husband and children. Oh, and about my father's company, the next CEO was already decided 2 years ago, and he's someone completely unrelated to me.
What did you say? So I'm not going to become a CEO even if I marry you?
Yes, although you're not going to marry me in the first place. Well, that's all I have to say. You understand now that you won't benefit from marrying me anymore. I think that's enough to make you give up, right?
Seriously? What am I going to do about tomorrow's wedding then? I had a really extravagant wedding plan since I thought that your family would be able to pay for it in the future.
Each wedding at K-City, right? I heard that wedding ceremonies there are really expensive.
Lend me some money, will you? This wedding was supposed to be yours in the first place. This is partly your fault, so at least pay for half of the cancellation fee.
No, I'm not going to lend you money, and I'm not going to pay for the cancellation fees.
Come on, don't be so stingy. At least think about it a little longer. Seriously? What am I supposed to do now? Sylvia, help me. What should I do? I was forced to marry your sister. Was she planning this all this time? You're right, she really is crazy.
Huh? So that's what she was up to. I told you that you would regret having anything to do with my sister, didn't I?
I was surrounded by a bunch of tough-looking guys and forced to come to the wedding. And then they forced me to say the wedding vow with your sister at the chapel. The wedding papers I had prepared for you and me as well. They made me sign it with your sister's name as the wife's name. I admit it, you were right, so please help me.
Hold on. By the surprise you had planned for me, were you planning on getting me and my sister to make up or something? Did you seriously think that that was going to make me happy?
I mean, who wouldn't want to make up with their long-lost sister?
She's insane, Lionel. Although, I guess you know that by now. You asked her to pretend to be me during the wedding preparations, right? I had the feeling that you would tell her to come on the wedding day as well.
Oh, yeah. I was intending on that.
I see. So that means my sister was planning on marrying you from the start. No one's going to deny it now, since you had her pretend to be your wife after all.
Huh? But surely they'll believe me if I tell them what really happened, right?
I think that's going to cause you a whole host of other problems. Anyways, it looks like you haven't noticed until now, but apparently you're exactly the kind of guy my sister wants. Even when we were together, she would always annoy me by saying, "Give me your boyfriend." It honestly pissed me off really bad.
Huh? She said that to you? Why did you never tell me about this?
I don't know. I guess it was embarrassing. Now that I think about it, I think that the reason I stayed with you for 10 years was because I unconsciously didn't want my sister to have you, and not because I liked you or anything. Yep, I was pretty foolish back then.
What are you talking about? I don't get anything you've been saying, Sylvia. You mean that you only stayed with me for 10 years to spite your sister? Fine, just help me then, will you? I have no intention of marrying your sister.
Stop asking me for a solution to this mess, alright?
I wonder if the only solution is to do something about those tough-looking guys following your sister around.
I don't know.
Wait, who are those people in the first place?
I said I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Hold on, don't tell me they're part of some gang.
Hey, could you please stop asking me? I really don't know, and I don't want to accidentally say anything strange that might get me involved in this mess.
What? So you're just going to leave me? Don't you feel the least bit responsible for this?
I don't.
Uh,
I mean, it's my ex-boyfriend and my sister who I cut ties with, so there's no way I'm going to get involved with that. The only reason I'm replying to your text right now is because we think that this is an irregular situation. Your second cousin and my husband, Emmanuel, are reading these texts and only replying because we have to.
huh? Manuel's there with you?
Yeah, he is. There's something he wants to tell you as well.
What the hell does he want with me?
We cut ties with you and your family because all you three cared about was money. I don't want anyone like that bothering my wife, he says.
But, I really need you to help me right now. I don't really want to get married.
I see. Bye.
Huh? But Sylvia!
After that conversation, I blocked Lionel, confused as to whether he wanted to get married or not. The only reason he was able to text me in the first place was because I forgot to block him all those years ago. I heard about what happened after that from a friend who knew what happened, but it seems like Lionel and my sister haven't broken up and are now living together. Apparently, my sister is pregnant with Lionel's baby, and won't let him leave her because she wants Lionel to take responsibility for the baby. To be honest, I wanted to make a joke and tell him something about how he's been making my sister pretend to be me for too long, but I restrained myself. My sister, on the other hand, who was finally able to marry the man of her dreams, hasn't noticed that her new husband was in a huge amount of debt, it seems. I wonder for just how long this happiness of theirs will last. Actually, I guess they were never really happy in the first place.
Hey sis, how's it going? Grandpa's funeral's over now, right? It was yesterday, right?
Are you seriously asking me this? Why didn't you come, Daisy? Mom and the others were all waiting for you.
'Cause funerals are a drag. Be real. Who'd want to waste their precious time and money to stand around looking all miserable and depressed for someone who's not even around to appreciate it anymore? Not only that, but I would have had to go all the way back to Grandma and Grandpa's house in the middle of nowhere. Besides, I didn't even like Grandpa.
Excuse me? So that's why you missed his funeral? It's not about whether you liked him or not. He thought a lot of you. He looked out for you ever since you were little. He was family, and you should have been there to pay your respects.
That's funny. I don't remember him looking out for me even once. All I remember is him constantly barking orders at me. You need to study more. You should be studying. Study, study, study. He was always scolding me for having bad manners, too. Like, who actually does that in this day and age? Plus, his curfews were always so early. He was always flipping out at me because I couldn't live up to his impossible standards. Wanna know the truth? I hated him.
You know why he did those things? Because your manners are foul. Jesus, Daisy, all he did was ask you to say please and thank you. He had a point with the studying, too. You never do anything. I've never met anyone so lazy in my life. Besides, he only flipped out at you because you ignored his curfews. You knew you were supposed to go home at 5 p.m., yet sometimes you'd stay out till as late as 9. At 10 years old?
That's normal at that age. It's not like he was my dad. What the hell did it have to do with him? Maybe you two got along because you're as much of a stubborn blockhead as he was.
It has nothing to do with being stubborn. I just agreed with him. He may have been strict at times, but he only did it because he loved us and wanted us to succeed in life. He said he felt like he could take me anywhere because I was so mature. And I don't say that trying to brag. I genuinely think it was down to the discipline he instilled in me. If it wasn't for him, I would have never learned what a joy it can be to study and learn new things.
This is nauseating. Could you be any more stuck up? Hanging out is way more fun than studying.
Maybe your complete unwillingness to study and your compulsive need to be out with your friends drinking and doing God knows what else at every possible moment had something to do with your horrendous attendance record in middle school and you dropping out of high school. Then you ended up meeting that good-for-nothing guy and moving away to California. To top it all off, you actually have the nerve to call mom and dad several times a year to pester them for money. I hate to say this, Daisy, but you're a failure and a disappointment.
Life is all about having fun. Anyway, please quit your harping on now, 'cause you're boring, okay? Let's get down to business. What about the will? So, how much inheritance did Grandpa leave behind?
Wow. Let me get this straight. Despite the fact you didn't even help out preparing the funeral, let alone actually show up to it, you actually have the nerve to go after his inheritance? This is a new low, even for you.
What's the problem? Money is way more important than some perpetually grumpy old dude who's already kicked the bucket. Well, how much did he leave behind? You guys must have calculated it by now, right?
Including his property, assets, and cash money, about 1.5 million.
1.5 million? OMG! Like, OMG! I'm gonna be rich! I didn't know Grandpa had so much money. Wow. Well, maybe he wasn't so bad after all.
There isn't a combination of words in the English language that could describe how despicable you are. You honestly make me sick.
1.5 million. What should I do with my 1.5 million? Ooh, should me and my boyfriend splash out on a big mansion and live like A-list celebrities like we've always dreamed of being? Or maybe we should go on a trip around the world.
You have the mind of an elementary school kid. You don't actually think you have any hope of getting the entire inheritance, do you?
Well, sure, maybe not. But a girl can dream. What's the harm in that, Miss Buzzkill?
As long as you're aware it's just that, a dream, you can do whatever you like.
But even still, if there's 1.5 million in total, things are looking good. Thanks, sis. I'm done with you now. That's all I wanted to ask.
Why? What good is knowing how much inheritance there is to you?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? That's classified information, and I ain't telling you anything, sucker. I'll be in touch. Make sure you take care of the money for me, won't you? Toodles!
Take good care of it for you? What do you mean? Daisy, are you there? Damn it, you better not be planning anything stupid.
Hey, sis. Thanks for looking after the money. I'll be needing it soon, so can you bank transfer it to me tomorrow?
Huh? The money? What do you mean? I don't have any money for you.
Oh, stop joking around. I mean Grandpa's inheritance, you doofus. I want my share. Send me it.
Excuse me? Your share?
Duh, yes, my share. Surely you finished splitting it between everyone now. At least 750K of it must be mine, right? Well, guess what? Me and my boyfriend had a mansion built with my share. It's so luxurious, you wouldn't believe.
You did what? You had a mansion built? A $750,000 mansion?
Yep, me and my boyfriend are going to be living together there. It's gonna be our little love nest. Or should I say big love nest? Oh, seriously, sis. You should see it. It's freaking huge! So, hurry up and open your banking app, Slowpoke!
You never cease to amaze me. I don't even know what to say. I am astonished beyond words.
Oh, I don't care what you have to say. It's not why I'm messaging you. I just need my money. Message me when it's sent, Kay?
Listen, Daisy, about Grandpa's inheritance? Neither of us have inheritance rights.
What? Inheritance rights? What are those?
It means we don't get any of it. Grandma's still alive and well. And then there's Dad and all of his brothers who are all fit and healthy too.
What? I don't get any money? Why not? Why does Grandma and Dad still being healthy have to do with anything? Why don't I get any money?
What do you mean, why? How don't you understand? As a general rule, grandchildren don't get inheritance. There's an order of priority. Naturally, Grandma gets the lion's share because she was his wife. After Grandma, Dad, and all of our uncles, Grandpa's sons, are next in order of priority. Then there's his brothers and sisters who are still very much alive and kicking. The only time we, being his grandchildren, would be in line to get anything would be if, God forbid, anything happened to Dad. In which case we'd probably be eligible for something through succession law. Basically, since Dad and the others are all alive and well, we're not even eligible to inherit through succession, let alone normally. Even if for argument's sake we did end up getting something, it certainly wouldn't be the $750,000 you seem convinced is already yours. Do you understand now?
Huh? I don't know if I follow. I thought inheritance got split between the entire family.
You thought wrong. If that were the case, there would be so many inheritors that each individual would barely end up getting anything.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't agree. That's not fair. Why should Dad get money if we don't? Besides, inheritance should go to the grandchildren first. I need it more than anyone. Me not getting anything is just criminal.
Criminal? What planet are you on? It's precisely because of inheritance law that you're not getting anything. It says, I request that my assets be distributed according to law in his will. You can read it if you don't believe me. There's no law that says inheritance should go to the grandchildren.
Nuh-uh. No. Law or not, I simply don't agree. I want my 750K. Where's my money? Not fair.
Oh, come on, Daisy. Stop throwing a tantrum. You're not 6 anymore. You're such a moron. I'm actually embarrassed to call you my sister. Give it a rest already. Not only is it the law, but it's written in the will itself. You can kick, scream, and bawl your eyes out as much as you like, but you are not getting a single cent. Are you still incapable of understanding despite having it explained to you like you're a child? Don't make me repeat myself.
But, how am I meant to pay for my mansion now? I have to pay by the end of this month.
Not my problem. You're the one who had it built, not me.
Oh, gee. How could you do this to me? If you don't give me the money, I'm gonna be in a world of trouble. You have, no idea. Why should Dad be the only one who gets any money? Why don't you seem to care that you're not getting anything? We are his grandkids, yet Dad gets all the money? Aren't you annoyed? Doesn't this make your life difficult too?
Not in the slightest. It was never my money to inherit in the first place. It makes no difference to me who gets it. My life will continue as it has until now, completely unchanged.
That's not fair! Why should I be the only one who suffers? If I don't get that money, I'm not going to be able to live in my new mansion! My life is over!
You were gonna live there with your boyfriend, right? Why not just work together and come up with the money somehow?
How the hell am I gonna do that? No, impossible! I told him I'd buy him a 750K mansion! Not only that, but I said it in front of everyone too! I can hardly tell him to pay for it now, can I?
In front of everyone? What do you mean?
My boyfriend works as a male stripper. Obviously, I'm the only girl with the key to his heart. But still, I don't like some of the stories he tells me about how girls are with him. And I see the way they look at him when I go in to check up on him sometimes. I know he'd never do anything, but I wanted to show him how much better than I was than those girls by buying him a mansion. So I knew for sure he'd never leave me.
Oh my.
Aha! I've got it! You can get the money off Grandma for me.
What?
She got most of Grandpa's money, right? Dad would never give me anything because he's super strict and grumpy just like Grandpa was. But I think if you really try hard to convince her, Grandma might just give it to us. Maybe you could try crying?
Wow. Are you seriously asking me to pester our grieving grandma for her dead husband's money? Congratulations, Daisy! Just when I thought it was impossible, you've exceeded all expectations yet again. You are officially the biggest scumbag of all time.
Shut up! Don't talk to me like that! Besides, it's not pestering. I'm just thinking logically here. What's the point in Grandma having all that money when she's probably gonna die soon anyway? I could put it to much better use.
Are you even a human being? It's like there's a big dollar sign where your heart's supposed to be.
'Cause money is important. If I can just get the money for the mansion, all my problems will be solved, and I could finally be happy. If you won't do it for me, I'm gonna have to go to Grandma's house myself.
Good luck. She doesn't live there anymore.
Huh?
She sold up and moved away after the funeral. She might be in good health for her age, but she is still old. And it would be too stressful for her to look after such a big house all on her own. She went back to live with Mom in her hometown in Idaho.
Idaho? Why the hell would she move so far away? How am I supposed to get my money? I'll never see it now.
Hurrah! You finally understand! That's right! You'll never see the money, so you may as well just give up.
You're all working against me. I know it. I bet you all planned this together, didn't you? My life will be over if I don't get that money. Just give it to me. This is ridiculous.
The only thing that's ridiculous here is you. You don't show up at your own grandpa's funeral. You have a freaking mansion built with inheritance money that's not even yours. Then you talk about pestering your grieving grandma for her dead husband's money? No matter how you look at it, the only one being ridiculous here is you. Even if you do end up in trouble as a result of all this, you only have yourself to blame. Just give up already.
I can't. What am I supposed to tell my boyfriend about the mansion? It's nearly finished. I need that money. Please, give me it. I'm begging you.
You got yourself into this mess. Now you can get yourself out of it. Goodbye, you big baby. After that, Daisy started panicking and our entire family got spammed with phone calls one by one. We'd all been sick with her behavior for a while, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Needless to say, she didn't get a cent out of anyone. She never even got to set foot into the new mansion she'd had built. No sooner had she bought it, she was forced to sell the mansion and the land it was built on. Now, she's up to her ears in debt, and if I'm honest, I can't see her ever paying it all off. To add insult to injury, her stripper boyfriend broke up with her the moment he found out what happened. I hear she's juggling 3 different part-time jobs these days, getting by on 2 hours of sleep a night, desperately trying to keep up with the debt repayments. She's a shameless moron of such epic proportions that it's embarrassing to think she's my sister. I was worried her being in so much debt might have ramifications for me and the rest of our family. So just to be safe, I made sure to warn them all not to lend her money under any circumstances. I meant what I said. She got herself into this mess, and she needs to get herself out of it. The rest of us are so done with her shenanigans.